Everyone, and welcome back to my channel, JRC Restoration, Decor and Designs, and my name is Phyllis. And if this is your first time visiting my channel, I want to thank you for stopping by and ask that you please consider subscribing. And for my faithful subscribers and viewers, thank you so much for your viewing support. In today's video, I will be sharing with you how I create 2 high-end DIYs on a very low budget. What you're looking at now is something that I purchased from a thrift store. My sisters and I went to Charlotte, North Carolina and Gastonia, South Carolina for the Mother's Day weekend to get away and spend some time together. And of course, whenever we get together, we love doing our favorite pastimes, and that is going thrifting. So I purchased just these 2 things and brought them back home. We flew Frontier, so when you go to Frontier, you can't pack too much. And again, it was just a weekend, so I was able to fit these 2 things back in my bag. The shade, they had a total of 15, but I only needed 1. And then this globe is an old lighting fixture that was in a ceiling of an apartment. So you know where I'm going with this. If you all watch my channel, you know I love making lighting. This was $4.99 and this was $1.99. I will put a clip of the light that I am duplicating. I saw the YouTuber Decorating with Trina when she did her, I think it was her Christmas kitchen decorate with me. She had a lighting fixture that is so similar to this globe, and then I saw this on across Pinterest and Instagram. I'll put a clip of the photo shot that I took from her kitchen counter of her displaying the lighting fixture. That's pretty much what I will be duplicating. But again, this lighting is popular. And if you remember seeing my 2023 spring decorate with me for my coffee station area, I kind of did this with a bigger globe, and I'll put a screenshot of that across the screen. So I am going to go ahead and you see how I did this. What I want to share is I eventually did not use this shade for this globe. I do have a gold shade that I will be using instead, and it works perfectly. This shade I'm going to use for something else. So let me put a clip of the photo that I will be copying here. I'm just removing everything. I'm going to wash the globe, going to remove the labels off of this, and then I also have to paint the, not paint, but wash the shade, gold shade that I will be using. I've already styled 2 different ways. Let me get this other shade that I had. This is the shade that I already have. I like the scalloped edge. I just wish it was white. I'm going to see if I can, this has stains. I'm going to see if I can wipe that off. And then, of course, wipe the inside off. I'll wash it off with a semi-damp cloth so I don't stain the shade. And then, of course, I have my bulbs that I use. The LED magic bulb. This came off an old ceiling fixture. So when I take apart lamps or things like that I get from the thrift store, I keep some of the parts that I think can work. This actually sits flat, and this can sit inside of that. I will show that to you. And then I cut 2 thick tubes. I'm going to spray paint them gold. I'm going to spray paint this gold. But this is for when I use this lampshade. This is the part for the bulb to go in. So it will sit in here. This black part will sit in here. So if I can get it. Yep, just snugged it in there. And the bulb will go in there. And then this will sit on here. I'm going to glue it on. And then this will sit in the middle of there. If I can, I'm trying to feel for it. There it is. Come on. And I'm of course I'm going to glue it on. I'm going to go ahead and clean the spots that I saw on this here, right here, and I will spray paint this and the tubes. And I'll get it put together and show you how it looks in the area that I plan to have it in. And here is the part that's going to go under the globe and the tubes spray painted gold. The tubes may not look like they're spray painted, but they are, and you won't hardly see them anyway because it's going to be covered by the shade. So my next DIY that I'm sharing with you all is my own version of the vintage brass salt and pepper mills, which are these right here. And I'm going to be putting it together using this water bottle. I've already put one together and I'll show that to you in a minute. This one is going to be the pepper. The first one I did was the salt, which is, I already measured the height of it, because this one, they have some that measures 9 inches. This one measures 8 inches. My salt one measures 12. So I'm guessing this one is going to be about 14 because it's going to be a little higher. This is a water bottle that I purchased from the Dollar Tree. I've had this for a while. So whether they sell this one anymore, I don't know. But it's smaller than the average water bottle. But I got it again from the Dollar Tree. And if you remember, they used to sell these tea light candle glass holders. They don't sell them anymore. But I'm going to show you how these are going to play a factor. I have an L wrench, which is going to be the handle. This is going to be part of the handle, as well as this, and then these two wood rounds that I've had. I forgot where I got what I took them off of. And this here is just a small empty spool. It had thread on it like this. So, and I have my hot knife because I have to get this through here. And this is very hard. This is a rubber washer that came with, you know how they give you those extra tools that came with my TV set years ago. So I've always keep my things like that. And I'll be using a glue gun. Now, if you want this permanent, I would use E6000 because when you put glass to plastic, it doesn't stay for long. I'm just using the glue stick for video purposes. And here's the picture, and this is, you'll see the reason for the L wrench. See the handle? It's in the shape of the L, and that's what I'm going to use. And I'm getting ready to show you what the first one looks like that I've already put together. Just a minute. Okay, there's my DIY salt mill. I just have to spray paint it. I'm going to do the gold and put in some black until I get it to do the antique look. But if you see here, this has a little, the way the bottom is made, I couldn't get that. So I used, to get that or to imitate that, I used the candle, tea light candle holder and turned it upside down and glued this to it. And then I used another one turned upside down as the top, just like this. And then the nut is what I use to hold my little ball there. And then of course the L shape is the L wrench. And then this part here is my spool. And because it looks like a ball, I just put a ball on top, and there it is. And that's my version of the salt mill. Now the pepper mill is going to be a little higher, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to put it together. If you all are familiar with this bowl, this is a bowl from the Dollar Tree. This, you can see, has been very used. I was just about to trash it until I saw something on Pinterest that resembled this style of this bowl. And I will see if I can find the picture again and flash it across the screen. But this is another modern style bowl. I'm going to paint the whole thing white on the outside and give it that texture using the baking soda and paint. And I'm going to just kind of, I'm going to paint it white, but I'm going to come back with touches of black and brown and gray. So I'm going to give these bowls a high-end look on a zero budget because I already have everything. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the bowl since we just got through talking about that. Then we'll go back to the salt and pepper mills, and then pretty much the lamp is self-explanatory. Let's get started. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just using some regular household paint that I have in this tall gray can. It's like, I guess the 5-gallon can. And it's a flat color white paint. I'm going to give this bowl 2 coats of this white paint. And basically to speed up the process, I'm going to use a blow dryer to dry it real fast instead of waiting for it. And then after that, I'm going to start layering on the colors, the gray and the brown, the different shades of gray and the brown, using a piece of sponge, sea sponge. And I'm not going to show too much of the layering of the paints. All it is, I'll start off showing you what I'm doing. And then with the other colors that I lay on top of that, it's just doing that same process. I'll layer on the paints. I'll wait till it dries. Then I'll layer on another shade of gray. And then I'll come back with the brown. And then at the end, I will be showing you where I'll be taking the paint that's left on this brush. Because what I do is I wrap the brush up in a bag to keep it from drying out. I'm going to take that to kind of dust the bowl, which gives it more of a, to me, more of a, I guess you can call it cement or stone look. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this video up so it won't be too long, because again, I still have to go through explaining how I'm putting the pepper mill together. Now here's the first coat, and then what I'm pointing here, I'm going to be cutting the top of this out using my soldering gun, my heat gun or knife, actually my soldering knife, so I can make this a usable vase. So I'm going to take the blow dryer and dry this off, and then I'm going to start layering on the gray. What I'm going to do is end up mixing the dark gray and brown together, and it's going to kind of give it like a muddy clay look. And that's what I'm going to start off with, and then I'll be alternating the different shades of gray and then brown and then another shade of gray and then brown. So that's basically what I'll be doing back and forth. Okay, I did 2 coats and I blew up, not blew up, I sped up the drying time. I can do the sponging with the different colors. So I have dark gray, I have the pewter gray, let's see, this is country gray. I thought I had 4 different types of gray, but I guess not. And then of course I have, yes I do, granite gray. And then I have the nutmeg brown, and then this antique parchment. Don't know if I'm going to use this, but we'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and get my sponge and get started with the stippling effect. I got to go and get my baking soda. Hold on. So I mixed some of that nutmeg brown with this dark gray. And just seeing what it's doing. There's no plan. I just want to layer each color. And I put the baking soda in here. So I'm just breaking up the pieces here. And then I'm going to get a sponge. And it does look like, what is it? Cement? Mud? So I'm going to go ahead and start stippling this. And then when that dries, I'll do some other shades of gray.
So it has to be Mac then. He admitted to stealing the evidence to frame Romeo for Jervis's murder.
No, he didn't. He admitted to planting the evidence, but didn't reveal how he got access to it.
So I got my first coat on and it dried, and then I mixed up another shade of gray, a lighter shade here to go on top of this. You know that saying, just trust the process? Well, I had to do that with this because I wasn't so sure when I was looking at this as I started layering it on. But I kept pushing through. I find out a lot of the ones that I'm not so sure about, those turned out to be the best looking DIYs. And this was one of those DIYs where it was like, I don't know about this one. I mean, it was destined for the trash anyway. So we're going to trust the process. And if it didn't work, oh well, trash will be your home. But we'll find out in the end, it turned out to be one of my best. All three of them were good, so it's hard to say which one I liked most. At the end of this video, when you all look at it, let me know which one is your favorite. I could not decide which was my favorite. This one, I thought it was going to actually go in the trash, but I said I'm going to push through until the very end to see what it looks like. So I'm going to speed up the process again so we can just get through this. Okay, so I cut the hole out. What I'm going to do is put maybe a mixture of the paints, brown, black, and kind of swirl it around there just to cover that. But I love the way this turned out. To kind of give it that dusty look, I took the excess of the white brush, the paint that was on here, and I just did that. And then I kind of hit around the these here real hard so I can kind of get a tip, you know, make the white stand out a little bit. But I like the way this turned out. So I'm going to go ahead and put some paint in here and just kind of just turn the bucket and let it just cover. Or I'm thinking this as I go through working at it. But I like the way my vase turned out. It has a, what is the concrete cement look? And it's not bucket, it's vase. Did I say bucket? I meant to say vase. Turned out really nice though. So I'm just going to take the paintbrush, dip it in the white paint, and whatever black I pick up from that, I pick it up, but I'm just going to touch that up on the inside and let it dry. Okay, I don't need the top, so, but I'm going to keep it because I may use it for the future. Who knows? So what I'm going to do is take these two. One is going to be glued like this and the other one like this because I want this to be taller. I like, you see how one is taller than the other on there? Well, when I do it that way, that's going to make this a little taller when I put the top on it. Okay, so all I'm doing is gluing the two tea light candle holders together. Then I'm gluing the bottle, which is plastic, by the way, on top of that. At the end of the video, you'll see that all of the tea light candle holders that are on the bottom of the tallest one will be facing the same direction. And then I glued the bottle on that and then the top on the bottom. Now, what I need to do is I'm going to take my hot knife and I'm going to split this so that I can fit this, because I tried for a while putting a hole in the middle of this, pop it through, and because this stuff's so hard, and when the hot knife immediately seals it, because it is a soldering iron, so it seals things closed. So I'm going to just put a split through this and pop this in, and when it cools off, this here seals to this, and it'll give me that L look. And after I do that, then this, I put glue in here and glue this to that, and of course glue this to that. And then this part, let me get this here so I won't lose my little wood piece. After I glue that, then this part goes in here, and that's how I get the look of that. So since I've explained how I am putting the handle together, which I believe is the grinding handle is what they call it. That's why I'm speeding up the video. It's basically just putting all the pieces together as I explained. And then I will show you the bottle put together. Then I will spray paint it and do the what I call the antiquing look on the bottle with the gold spray paint and the black. Okay, I got it together. Alrighty. And there it is. Now I like the way that turned out. I think this pepper one can be even a little taller, and I do have one more glass thing, so I'm going to get that. It's a little different. It's another old Dollar Tree glass tea light candle holder. Let me get that and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now this is the other one that I'm talking about. It's a little different. You can see the difference in them. But I did find another one like this, so I prefer to have it like this here. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can center this thing. So here's what it looks like put all together before I begin the spray painting. You can see how I did the three glasses, or the three tea light candle holders. Again, towards the end, you'll see where all three of the tea light candle holders will be stacked facing the same way, going downward. But I'm going to take it outside, give it one coat of gold spray paint, and then after it dries, I'm going to stipple it with a sponge with the black on it, and then I will take it back outside and just lightly mist it with the gold so as to not cover up all the black. But I'm loving the way this is turning out. Okay, so I did spray paint them gold, and I'm doing the vintage look. I'm sponging the black. I'm wanting the vintage iron bronze look, not so much the brassy gold. That's the look that I'm going for. So I just did one coat of the spray paint on here, and it looks shadowy because you can see through. I didn't want it to be too heavy. So I'm going to go ahead and sponge this, and I'm just using paint that I have. This finishes with a flat finish. And then the paint that I used is this, for those that are interested in wanting to know. And then here are the, I decided to go ahead and spray paint these two. I just kind of missed it so it wouldn't be too heavy. You can still kind of see some of the wood tones through it. But I think that's going to look good once it, let me just sit it up there. Yeah, that's going to look good once it sits up there. So I'm going to go ahead and finish, and that will be the final look. So I brought it outside and lightly misted it with some gold, and it's giving me the tin iron that I'm looking for. So I'm going to let it stay out here and dry. And I think I'll just leave well enough alone. So that completes all my DIYs. And what I'm going to bring now is at the end now is to show all three of my pieces together. That is the DIY lamp, the vase, and then these salt and pepper mills. If you liked what you saw here today, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. And for my faithful viewers, thank you so much for your continued viewing support. Now let's see all of my DIYs put together. And I want to thank you all for stopping by. Here's the vase, saved and redeemed from being trash and turned out to be a beautiful bowl. Next are my salt and pepper mills. I love the way these came out. And you'll see there at the bottom, and I'll be pointing that out, are the three tea light candle holders that I turned upside down. And then last, my DIY lamp. I really enjoyed putting all three of these DIYs together. And again, if you like these, please give it a thumbs up. This does help out my channel, but I love reading your comments. And again, let me know which one is your favorite. So let's see them all together. Here are all 3 of my DIYs together. And I love how they all came out. And I did glue this tube so that I can put that right in the hole. And you see that that's painted and that's glued to that. Here are my salt and pepper, my vintage, antique vintage salt and pepper mills. And then finally my vase. All of this came out so much better than I expected. The lamp came out exactly like I expected to. I put the shade on here straight. It's the wire thing in here. I had to trust the process with the vase because it was rough there for a minute, but it turned out okay. And then the salt and pepper vintage mill pretty much came out like I thought it would. So if you liked all 3 of these DIYs, and if you're new to my channel and you like DIYs, please consider subscribing. Check out all of my other videos. I mainly do DIYs, but I also do home decorate with me videos and a few thrift and Goodwill hauls. And for my faithful subscribers and viewers, thank you so much for your faithful viewing support. And I want to thank you all for stopping by. Thank you so much for watching JRC Restoration, Decor, and Designs. And remember, the distance between your dreams and reality is called action. So until next time, make it a blessed and productive day, everyone. Bye-bye.